Okay, everyone's talking about VA loan videos and everything else, military. I got something a little bit different. I'm closing on this house tomorrow. Helped a guy buy it I was stationed with. He's now a senior NCO. He's PCSing back. And he kept saying the same thing over and over again. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if you hid some beers around the house. So guess what? I'm a crazy field grader. I'm about to hide some beers and we're gonna talk about VA loans. So stand by and he gets the full assortment of Modelo's that I got from Sam's Club. And we're gonna put them all around the house and we're gonna talk about VA loans, okay? So we gotta go figure out where we're gonna hide these and we're gonna come up with a scavenger hunt. We can't just go hide the beers, or I could just put them in the refrigerator or something. We gotta go do this and then come up with a scavenger hunt for him to go find beers during our walkthrough in the morning. So let's do this. First on the list is the Modelo Argus Refreshes. Now we're gonna just go with the most obvious. We're here in the kitchen. Oh, where should we do it? Oh man, I mean, I want to make it obvious, not obvious. So should I put it up in the cabinet here, right behind the refrigerator? Huh, somebody put a light there. Oh well, kind of lights your way to the VA loan. Who's eligible for the VA loan? Well, let me tell you who's eligible. Of course, veterans. It's the Veterans Administration. So veterans are eligible, active duty military, some guard members, reservists. There's different time frames and everything. And we can do another video, get a little bit deeper in on that. And believe it or not, certain surviving spouses. So even if your spouse is no longer with us, you still may be eligible for a VA loan. Go ahead and check. Your mileage may vary. Okay, let's go. And we're gonna try to find it and hide the Pina. That's the second one. Okay, so we got our Argus Pina here. He was actually contacting me last night about this thing. This is actually his new router for Cox Cable. Need to do a video on the utilities here too and everything. It arrived either last night or this morning. He was like, hey, is somebody gonna steal it? I'm like, nobody's stealing this thing. It's got your number on it, so nobody can use it except for you. But he was worried about it. The family came by today and they saw it and they brought it in. The agent, she just texted me about it. So one, it's gonna be hidden right here in this corner behind the Cox Cable box. That is beer number two. Let's talk about fact number two about the VA loan. The VA loan is one of the few loan programs out there that truly has no down payment requirements. You're not required to put anything down on a VA loan. I have literally had people go, well, I still want to put, XYZ down and stuff. You're allowed to do that. I have literally had a person who wanted to put 50% down on a house. They sold another house and they're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put 50% down. But by the time I kept talking to them, it was down to zero, because like, why would you do that? And I was like, well, I'm going to save my money, because the high interest rates. I'm like, what happens when interest rates come down? You didn't put all these hundreds of thousands of dollars into a house that you could use for something else. And they ended up agreeing. And they ended up with zero down. Even in this one, I don't want to get into his business, but he was going to put more down, put less down in the end. You don't have to do that. There are so many advantages to the VA loan. Don't ever let anyone talk you out of your benefit. So for number three, we are in the Pepino y Limon, cucumber lime. And we're gonna hide this bad boy. And right now we're kind of like in his little dining room area. It's a little separate and everything. Nice little area here. I'm gonna hide it. And I should have brought a step stool or something. So I'm gonna hide it way down here. Right in a little hidey hole at the back. I got bad knees, y'all. I got really, really bad knees. But hey, VA gives me money for that. I'm a disabled veteran also. It hurts today. Which brings me to point number three, PMI, private mortgage insurance. MIP if you're looking at FHA loans. Here's the thing. Everyone believes you have to have 20% down. That whole 20% thing has to do with not paying that PMI, which is an additional insurance. With the VA loan, you don't have that. That saves you a whole bunch of money. So let's say you put down 5%, 3%. You may have a couple of extra $100 a month that you're paying. You don't have that with the VA loan. It's just your payment. There's even more benefits that you have from a VA loan. We're gonna get to it as we have more of these beers around. Why isn't somebody giving me some ideas, okay? Okay, I don't know if I wanted to be easy or not. This will probably be one of the easier ones. So we're gonna be hiding the Flor de Jamaica hibiscus. And I'm gonna make this one easy for old boy. I'm gonna hide it right here. Just right in the back. I'm gonna lay it down. So maybe when he comes in, I know he's a little tall, man, he's still gonna see it. He gets the easy one, But you know why he gets the easy one? For the VA loan, we're gonna talk about competitive interest rates. Aren't interest rates the same? No. Each loan type has a different interest rate. And if you've been looking at my videos, you'll see that the VA loan has a lower interest rate than a conventional loan. That sucker is like anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 a point less. And if you start going around to some of these, like the new home builders, you know, I keep hitting that on the head. New home builders, look at the interest rates that they're offering. Their interest rates that they're offering, because remember, they buy down your interest rates, are usually 0.75 less than the conventional loan. And they give you more money. So like D.R. Horton, right now, where they're giving, like, according to the bill, $1,500 to $2,500 plus 0.25% less than they give on the conventional loan, which is already bought down interest. You got an interest advantage when you do a VA loan. That's one of the great things about doing them. Okay, I am in the guest throne room. So where do I hide one of these babies? I'm using both the same. We got the Pinot y Limon cucumber lime. Do I hide it? I ought to be real perverse, you know, how us military folk are. Should I hide it in the toilet? I kind of want to. Do I hide it in the medicine cabinet? Under the sink? You know what, VA loans are easy. I'm just gonna hide this one in the medicine cabinet. I don't be easy on him. So there was number 5. I don't be easy on him on this one because of one thing. There's this thing called funding fee. Now, funding fee, way it works is it's based upon, you know, what type of service. If you're in a guard, active duty, whether it's your first loan, second loan, all this stuff. Generally, it's about 2.15% of the loan value. And they take that and they actually put it on top of the loan. So it's not something you have to come up with, but let's say you're bought, I'm just gonna make this real easy, a $200,000 condo or something. Okay, so you bought a $200,000 condo. Well, your loan, you know, if you didn't put anything down, is gonna be $204,300 or something like that. Okay, you get it? Okay, so your payments are gonna reflect that. But remember, you're paying a lower interest rate. VA loans are the best you're ever gonna get. Okay, we're in one of the guest bedrooms now. We got the other Pinot y Limon, cucumber lime. Where shall I hide it? Where my little hidey hoe at? Let's see here. Oh, got a good place. Way here at the back. I'm gonna get way back in here. And I'm gonna lay it down. I'll be cruel. See, that one's not gonna be easy. So we just hit number 6. Now, number 6 for VA is kind of easy and it's kind of bad. It's a refinancing option. It is so easy to refinance a VA loan, especially when the interest rates go down, and it can actually get you in trouble sometimes. It's one of the great things, like if you're buying a house now and interest rates are high, when interest rates come down, they can't stay this high forever. Trust me. I mean, we're at high interest rates as they are, and I'm always on Realtor stuff, and these old heads, they get on my damn nerves. They always say the same thing. I can remember when interest rates were 14%. That's what they keep saying. My parents, they bought a house and it was 17%. Yeah. And the house is $35,000. Shut up. These interest rates are too high right now. They're gonna go down, trust me. When they do, you have this thing called the EARL. It's a streamlined loan. You're gonna be able to refinance. It's gonna be super simple, no issues whatsoever. Only problem you're gonna have is your phone is gonna ring off the hook. There's some changes coming to the law in 2025. We'll see what happens, but I don't think anyone's gonna pay attention. They're gonna go crazy if interest rates come down, because when interest rates went up, let me tell you, all these idiots were calling me up going like, would you like to refinance? I'm like, no. You're trying to get me to refinance my house at 5%. I'm at 3.25. Would you like to take some money out? What? No, not at 5, 6, 7, 8%. No, I'm at 3. They still just, they wouldn't let go. That was the bad part I'm talking about. When the rates come down, trust me, you're gonna go run into the banks, and we'll have different videos on how to stay away from the bad actors, okay? Okay, now we're in bedroom next. We got 6 down, 6 to go. I don't know if I want to take this to the outside. So we got the flor de jamaica, the hibiscus, and the pina, the pineapple. So let me, man, ticks me off, man. I'm gonna hide from y'all a little bit. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna hide one. Sideways, I'm gonna hide 2. So I hid one sideways and one upright. The entire purpose was, of course, see what happens if he sees one, pulls it, and then doesn't see the other one, okay? Let's see what happens. So we put 2 beers in here. We're gonna talk about 2 more things about the VA loan. First of all, let's talk about loan limits. What are the limits on the VA loan? By this time of year, you've seen every banker sending out the loan limits for the FHA's going to this, conventional's going to that. How come you haven't really seen it for VA? Back in 2000, under the Blue Water Navy Act, they eliminated loan limits. Your loan limit on a VA loan is based on what you can afford and what the bank will give you. If you have the ability to pay for a $250,000 house, that's what you can get. But the loan limits would have been higher than that. What if it was a $2.5 million house? Can you imagine buying a $2.5 million house? That would be a jumbo loan in most markets. $2.5 million house, no money down, low interest rates. That's what the VA loan gives you. That's your limits. What kind of houses can you buy with a VA loan? Well, of course you can buy a single family house. You can buy a condo. Has to be approved by the VA. You can buy a townhouse. Now, if you look at some of my videos, there can be some caveats about that, because sometimes a townhouse is a condo in disguise. And I'm gonna tell you something here. Even if the condo is not approved by the VA, there's a way around that. I may make another video. The problem I have with telling people this is one little thing happens is like, then they expand their reach and then they go like, well, check to see if I can get it qualified, and then you waste a lot of time and spend a lot of wheels. So unfortunately, I kind of stopped telling people how to do it because they end up spending their wheels too much, because just because something can be done. Anyway, the other one, you can actually get a manufactured home, also known as a mobile home, double wide. Can't be single wide. Not all lenders will do that. We'll let you do a mobile home, but check, some will. You can also do a multi-family home. So if you want to live that house hacking dream and get a duplex, a 3-plex, a 4-plex, you can do that on a VA loan. Remember, anything 4 units or less is residential real estate. If it's residential real estate, you can buy it on a VA loan. And this one gets way more complicated, but you can buy a piece of land and construct a building on it, AKA your home, and get it custom done. That gets very complicated, especially around here, but you can do that. Okay, so we're still over here in the secondary portion of the home. Haven't made it to the owner's suite yet, but look here. We got a great place to hide 2 of these babies. So we're gonna go to the watermelon again, the sandía, and the piña, which is pineapple. In Spanish, El Niño, that means the child in Spanish. Roll it to the back. When I was stationed in Kansas, my first operational assignment, had this guy, he would love to do that. Because we had El Nino going on. It's El Nino. That's Spanish for the Nino. You know what? He got that from Saturday Night Live. Hold on. So let me slide this one on back here. Don't bounce back. And there we go. 2 more. That makes us at 9 and 10. Let's see what we got for the VA loan now. Okay, next are your closing costs. Well, see, here's the thing. There's an old rumor that goes way back that closing costs have to be or can be rolled into the loan. That is not true. You cannot roll your closing costs to the loan. Only thing you can roll into it is your funding fee. Some lenders may offer a secondary package. That's something different. That is not the VA. Some people believe that the seller has to pay it, and that's is actually what causes a lot of you not to be able to get a VA loan, because the sellers believe, oh, I have to pay this and this and this because of the VA loan. A lot of that stuff was removed years ago. You have to pay everything everyone else pays. It's even recently changed about who has to pay for the termite inspection. But you can get up to 4% from the seller to help pay those costs. And a lot of sellers are willing to contribute, and especially a lot of sellers don't know of what they can and cannot do. And when you have a seller that does not take VA, I've always been able to convince them that they can. So I'm not playing this, you need to work with me crap. Just work with a lender and a realtor who know VA so they don't get you screwed up and get you in a mess, okay? And here's the next one. The VA loan is an assumable loan. This goes good two ways. One, let's say you got one of those 2.25% loans you're trying to sell right now. In these days of 6 and 7% interest, you think people are more interested in your house when they can get 2.25%? Yeah. They can get your 2.25%. Now, there are some caveats to that. I need to go into a deeper video. We're just talking about the basics right now. Now, that also goes in the opposite direction. So let's say you're PCSing somewhere and you're a veteran and you're looking for a house. Look for a house with a VA loan with a low interest rate. A good realtor or lender can help you find one that has a low interest rate. You can just move on into that sucker, take their interest rate, and yeah. So instead of paying 6.25% interest rate, you're paying 2.25% interest rate. One is higher, one is lower. These are things you can do. Okay, we're gonna do the hibiscus. I'm gonna hide it. No, I gotta be inventive right now. I'm gonna hide it right here. Had to be a little flexible to get down there, especially with my bad back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about credit flexibility, and you actually have more flexibility with a VA loan. So with a VA loan, here's what's amazing. Believe it or not, there are no requirements for a VA loan. Everyone talks about what are the requirements, what are the requirements, what are the requirements? There are no requirements. Any requirement for the VA loan is set by the lender, not the VA. There is no minimum interest rates. There is no debt to income ratio. All those things are set by the lender. They could say, you could have zero credit. I mean zero, not 400, not 0. They could do that, but of course they're gonna set that, and that's known as an overlay. And that's just set by those guys. Their guys will set very good standards for you as the veteran. Remember to check multiple sources for lenders to get the lowest cost for you. Okay, I'm here in the throne room. I got the last one, the watermelon, the sandia. Look at here. I'm gonna make him work for this one. He gonna work for it. You're gonna work for that one. So let's see how hard you gotta work for number 12 for the VA. Number 12, the ways you gotta work for it is if you're a disabled veteran. So if you're a disabled veteran, remember that funding fee I talked about before? Ain't got one. As long as you're being paid for your disability, you have zero funding fee, which means, imagine if you got into a home, zero down, zero funding fee, all of your closing costs paid. It's an amazing thing. These are the magical things you get with a VA loan. Now, there is one extra caveat. I don't want to call it a caveat, but a bonus. Again, kind of like how I made him work for that. If you are on active duty, you don't have a VA determination, you can still get no funding fee because active duty has to pay the funding fee. If you have a Purple Heart, you do not have to pay the funding fee. So if you got a Purple Heart for anything, especially all these years we've been at war, make sure you let that be known. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this little thing I'm setting up. So after this, I'm headed over to do my chat GPT. Hopefully I remember where I put everything and create a nice little scavenger hunt, you know, maybe an iambic pentameter or something crazy, and let him go at it during our thing. Or I could just be cruel and say, go find them. But I do start the cruelty off with, hey, it wouldn't hurt me too bad if you hid some beers in the house. That's the empty box. That's where we start the cruelty at. And then we'll just ramp it up, because that's what we do. It's kind of like we deal with the F-15 guy. They will make life cruel for you. I can remember that. If you have any questions about VA loans, you know where I'm at. Call, text, email, all that stuff. You know where my information's at. I know I haven't been posting a lot lately. There's a reason behind it. My mind got a little off bit. Those of you who are old enough, remember the movie Fatal Attraction? Somebody came in from this platform, and yeah, it got weird. And I was like, I didn't want to make any more videos and stuff. And you know, some of the best people have come from this platform, but you start to realize everyone gets to see your stuff, and every once in a while, stuff comes like that. It got weird. Anyway, y'all know what I'm about to say. All my military brothers and sisters. Alpha, Mike, Foxtrot.